Good day, viewers, and welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk Show. As more automakers chase Tesla's success and ditch internal combustion engine for lithium-ion batteries, it's a great time to learn more about electric vehicles. Before we begin this episode, allow us to introduce Mr. Sajid Khan, CEO of Silicon Valley PH Inc. Having you on board is a pleasure once again, sir. Welcome, sir. Without further ado, let us begin.
Okay, so today's episode we'll talk about again a little bit different things, which is electric vehicle, which is we call it EV, and again Tesla is the one who was really pushing the electric vehicle and to the next level. And the problem with the vehicle system in the past is we're using fuel gas vehicles, and these are what we call this has to take from the earth, and the reserve is gonna end in next 50 years according to the research. So I think it's time for us to go for the renewable energies and recycle energies. So for that one, the battery in the past, the battery is being used for car batteries only to start the engine, nothing more, right? So and battery is being used in laptop, in the remote control, and everywhere else. But when Tesla envisioned that the electric vehicle can be something for the future, and it will save a lot of carbon footprint to our world. And for that one, so before we talk about everything else, we will ask Ali, what is electric vehicle?
So, electric vehicle is, in simple terms, of course, we can it's just using the batteries instead of gasoline tanks. And instead of internal combustion engine, they are using electric motors to function.
Okay, so it's basically an electric motor connected to the battery, and there are a couple of advantages and disadvantages on the electric vehicle. One of them we can say is electric vehicle. When you start driving, it can go very fast in a very short amount of time. Like for a couple of seconds, you can hit like 100 kilometers an hour. Unlike a car that is running on diesel or gasoline, it will take some time before you hit or you go into that level of that one. So speed. So for that one, we will talk about a little bit more about the history of the electric vehicle. So again, I will ask Ali to continue talking about the history of the electric vehicle.
So the history of electric vehicles. Practical electric vehicles appeared during the 1890s. An electric vehicle held the vehicular land speed record until around 1900s. In the 20th century, the high cost, low top speed, and short range of battery electric vehicles compared to internal combustion engine vehicles led to a worldwide decline in the use as their private motor vehicles. Electric vehicles have continued to be used for loading and freight equipment for public transport, especially rail vehicles. At the beginning of 21st century, interest in electric and alternative fuel vehicles in private motor vehicles increased due to concern over the problems associated with the hydrocarbon fueled vehicles, including the damage to the environment caused by the carbon emissions. The sustainability of the current hydrocarbon-based transportation infrastructure and improvements in electric vehicle technology. Since 2010, combined sales of all electric cars and utility was achieved 1 million units delivered globally in September 2016. 4.8 million electric cars in use at the end of 2019, and cumulative sales of light-duty plug-in electric cars reached the 10 million units milestone by the end of 2020. The global ratio between annual sales of battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid went from 56:44 in 2012 to 74:26 in 2019 and fell to 69:31 in 2020. As of August 2020, the fully electric Tesla Model 3 is the world's all-time best-selling plug-in electric passenger car with around 645,000 units.
Okay, so that's basically the history. So again, Tesla is the one who really to innovate the technology for the electric vehicle. To function an electric vehicle, you need to have a very good and powerful batteries. In the past, the the batteries technology was not really innovated, and that's the reason why the battery is being used for small items like laptops, like mobile phones, like stuff like that. So this was only used for the low power consumptions devices. So we can call that. So there are a couple of components that we need in order for us to have the electric vehicle complete. So the components are mainly on the electric vehicles. Mainly I think there are six major components. So I will ask Atif to talk about those six components for the electric vehicles.
The six major components to operate electric cars starting with a battery pack. It is the energy reservoir that contains the energy the car will use to drive, operate the heating and cooling, and run all of the other lights and accessories. Typically, batteries use direct current electricity that must be converted to AC or alternating current. Before being used in the electric motor, sometimes you'll find direct current motors, but there is no common in mass-produced electric vehicles. DC charging is faster because it charges the batteries directly. Secondly, a power inverter. When an EV has AC motors, the energy from the battery must be converted in order to be used. The inverter also operates when the car is using regenerative braking, converting the alternating current generated by the electric motors into directing current to be stored in the battery.
Okay, so that's basically the two of them. I will ask Isha to have talk about the rest of the electric vehicles component.
So the third one is an electric motor, the component of an electric vehicle that transforms the electrical energy from the battery into a rotation that can be used to move the vehicle. There are many types of electrical motors, and even though the basic technology hasn't changed over the last 1,100 years or so, there have been many improvements in the motor design and efficiency.
Okay, so I'll ask Alec to finish the rest of the things on the electric vehicles.
So number
component.
4, an onboard battery charger. Most EVs have a battery charger built into the car for level 1 or level 2 charging. This is AC charging, not DC fast charging. The charger is there's limit to the total amount of power going into the battery to avoid the damage to the battery or the electrical circuits the charger is plugged into. Next, battery management system or the BMS. The BMS manages the electrical current flow in and out of the battery to protect the battery and extend its life. Every EV is going to have a BMS that is designed specifically for the battery in the car. Thus, modifying the battery or adding a battery could have proved to be quite difficult if the BMS is not also modified to compensate. And lastly, charging port, of course. Much like the access port for the gas tank in an internal combustion engine, the charge port is the location where the energy enters the car, or you can use it to charge the car.
Okay, so those are the common, the main component are required to have the electric vehicle. So I think the challenges in the electric vehicles in the past again was number one, the batteries itself. And lately there are a lot of innovations coming up in the battery technologies. As we know that the lithium batteries has is good side and is as bad side as well, and negative and positive, or we can say pros and cons as well. So there are new technologies are coming that example they are talking about the sodium-ion batteries and there are many other new technologies that there are research ongoing, and there are advancement of the research of the batteries, and there are even they are talking about the nuclear batteries, so which is can last like 10,000 years basically. So I think those innovations is coming up on the battery technologies, and I think our EV like car, more cars in the future are going to be converted into the electric vehicle than the regular gas and diesel cars. The other things that is very, very important right now on the car is for one problem that Atif while ago was talking about, that when we have charging from a household basically is an AC, we call it. Then the batteries are in DC. So when we have that, you need to have a convert. You need to convert, and there are basically major problem is there are also loss on the conversion process. So the best ways to do a charging for a electric vehicle will be a DC current, or directly it will charge directly. So for that one we might use solar power, so that can be charging the battery directly, and that battery pack or that charging station can be used to charge the cars. So in that way it will be all the way to the DC. So we use a solar panel in the top, and then from the solar panel we charge the battery pack in the charging station, or like we call it like gasoline station, but for the electric vehicle they call it charging station. We charge them, then when a car comes in, it will just charge battery to battery, it will just get DC to DC current, it will be very fast. And another problem was on the normal, right now, like example, on the past we have problems with charging. Basically this lithium-ion battery are basically a rechargeable batteries we call in the past. But now we have the mobile, we have the laptop use, and some other electric use that we are doing on the batteries. That batteries are now used on the car. So for that one, charging is very major point in the past, because it takes a lot of time in order to charge. Example, you want to charge your laptop, it takes like 1 hour to 2 hours. In the cell phone in the past, it takes like 30 minutes to 1 hour. Of course, there are more wattage, more technology are coming up. The charging are becoming more faster and faster. Right now, you can charge a mobile like 10 minutes, unlike it was like 3 hours. Same like your laptops. That the technology is growing up, is becoming mature. The chipset is becoming mature. The other hardware component that we need to have this electric vehicle, all those things are coming into the maturity of their own ways. So on the charging again, on the regular car, what do you think? How long it takes when we drive and we go to the gasoline station? How long it takes to fill up the tank?
So in the regular way, it takes like about only a few minutes.
Yeah. So on the regular car, it might take you like 2 to 3 minutes max to refill the car, right?
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. That was the challenge of the electric vehicle in the past, and there is the still challenge remaining. So that's where a lot of innovations are required, and a lot of companies are having their innovations on the charging, because they want to have a comparison between a gas car and an electric vehicle. So I think Tesla had a lot of advanced technology. I mean, researches into that one, and they have advances to what I hear is on the next time, maybe about 10 minutes time, they will be able to do the charging, full charging for the car. But there is a extreme new news that we read a couple of days ago. That is that it can beat the regular 3 minutes charging systems of a regular car from the EV. So there are company in Europe. They are developing a new technology that can charge a car battery into only at 70 seconds. Okay. So what is the name of the technology? So they call it e-technology. So e-technology is the one. E-technology basically their mother company is creating a chipset, like a processor. Yeah, they're creating it, and they're bringing in so much good technology to it that it can charge only 70 seconds. Anyway, so we'll move forward, and there are other things like the cooling and heating system, the electric accessories, and a lot of other things. An electric vehicle, as you know, that we are talking about automated driving system instead of having a driver. So it's like what do you call it?
Self-driving car.
So it's a self-driving car. So SDC, right?
Yeah.
So on the self-driving car, you need to have a lot of advancements on the operating system, because you need to have a geographical things. You need to have very good mapping system. You need to have the good sensors, the root systems and lot of other obstacles can be hindrance to have this automatic driving as like human being has their own sense, they drive, they can stop the car. So the software itself should be very, very innovative and very, very comprehensive in order for us to have, because we are talking about people's life.
Yeah.
We're talking when it's self-driving cars are going to be happening. Although we have seen some tests and some tests were good and some are not very good on that, right? So I think basically again the main component on the electric vehicle are the battery pack and the charging. Charging we talked about a while ago. Then who are the top manufacturing plant in the charging for the electric vehicle? Isha.
So the top battery manufacturers for electric vehicle is the first one is CATL, 30% of market share and is from China. LG Energy Solution from Korea. BYD from China again. Panasonic from Japan. SK On from Korea. Samsung SDI from Korea again. CALB from China.
Yeah. Anyway, so there are a few more others. So there mostly this battery pack or the battery technology, because China recently got a lot of raw materials from all over the world. They get this mining component. So China become the hub for all the raw materials or earth metal, we can say. Is China already buying from different countries, different mining for their different purposes. So again, China is number one of producing this electric vehicle. Even like CATL is the one who is making the battery pack for Tesla right now. Although Panasonic has recently signed agreements with Tesla batteries. Of course, there are lot of other big manufacturer of the car are going behind Tesla to having their market share as well. So of course this we can talk about the Ford, we can talk about all the giant like Toyota and Hyundai and many other Mercedes-Benz and BMWs and many other car companies around the world. Of course they were dominating the market in the past, and all of a sudden Tesla came in and become number one on the selling car in the market, of course. So the impact of that. So Tesla was really growing basically, and their market shares, their share market, everything was growing in the past. But because of the COVID-19, everything get heated and the market really fall, and it gives a leeway basically. It is a blessing for companies like BMW, like Ford, like GM Motors, like Toyota and other companies. They were really behind from Tesla, but because of the COVID, a lot of people were not able to work properly. Not a lot of production was not done on Tesla on time, and then these guys have enough time for their research and development. So they're basically coming up from the back and they're taking market share. So let's talk about the car now. What car model, number one EV car selling model in the world? Ali, what is the car model?
So the car model that is the most selling in the world is the Tesla Model 3, or for the SUVs is the Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Okay, so for the car, it is again the Tesla is number one, and their Model 3 is the most selling car basically. I think that's even beat a regular car like even gas car.
Yeah.
So it is really the top selling car in the world today. Even though you discussed well ago that the battery cars are quite expensive.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened basically is not that we can say the battery car is quite expensive. The problem is when the new technology comes in, it requires a lot of R&Ds, we call it research and development. Then it takes away the manufacturing process, which is you need a lot of billions of dollars to have these gigafactories in order to produce these cars. So you can see, you have seen the Tesla how robotic ways they're trying to having these gigafactories in Texas, in the US and some other in China and some other countries, right? So of course they need to get back their investments, and these investments are by billions. That's the reason why the electric vehicle right now are quite expensive.
Yeah.
But in a long time, in due time or due time, the batteries will be more cheaper. The charging port will be cheaper. Other electronics parts will be very cheaper. So I think in the future, even the electrical vehicle or EV cars can even beat a regular gas or regular diesel cars in the world. So and the good thing is, of course, again, we talk about the carbon footprint and the renewable energy or a lot of things. So it has less noise. The pollutions are not there, right?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of other benefits we can see about that one. So what do you think, Atik? What are the other benefits that we can see on the electric vehicle?
The other advantages of electric vehicles are lower operating costs, free parking, a better driving experience, no congestion charge, government support, and greater resale value.
Okay, so we have these benefits of the vehicle you are saying about. Of course, is healthier environments because of the carbon footprints are not there. No carbon emission while you are driving. Then that simply means is better for your health, because when you can feel that when you go in a gasoline station,
Yeah. Smell.
it has a smell, and this goes to your lung, and this is not good for your body. So this it becomes healthy. So when you drive the car, you don't have the carbon dioxide does not go out in the back of the car. Sometimes you see when you are in the traffic, you see there are smokes, right?
Yes.
from the cars, from the bus, and of course sometimes they don't maintain their cars or bus properly, so there are a lot of carbon footprints are there. So electric vehicle, you don't have that. But the problem with the electric vehicle is, I think we need to worry about that part as well, is the recycling of the battery. These are very, very poisonous, the battery of the lithium-ion battery. So we need to find out a ways to how we can recycle those batteries and how to use them again and again for our future use. And another thing is, the electric vehicle is basically that the batteries technology, the new technology batteries that Tesla is using right now is it can last a car for very long time. So the battery for very long time. It can last basically more longer than a car basically. So I think we don't have to worry about that much. But of course, again, the battery need to be recycled very, very properly. So in order for us not to have a lot of problems in the future. So anyway, so that's basically all about for today, and I will ask Alip to have the closing remarks.
That concludes today's episode about electric vehicles, future for automobiles. Once again, thank you to our CEO, Mr. Sajid Khan. It was a much pleasure to have you on board once again. And viewers, thank you for watching and have a nice day.
Hello world! Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for our future videos.
And if you have any further questions, please comment down below.
That concludes for today's video, and this is Tech Talk Show.